We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
Trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's, let's go in here and make this money. You know, it's more of a business tactic than anything.
He's not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us some power.
Press conference. Gervonta Davis intensified the atmosphere by issuing a stern warning to Jake Paul. He made it clear that his aim is to end the fight in brutal fashion, leaving no uncertainty about the verdict. Davis declared that he's coming to knock Paul out and collect the bag. His remarks reflected full belief in his strength and focus.
He's a fighter that's just started fighting. That's, you know how when somebody first come in the gym and yeah. When somebody first come in the gym and they've been coming for like a little minute, so they think they nice now. They ain't get all the, everything down pat, but that's how he fight. I don't think he's an awkward fighter. Awkward is somebody, I don't want to call them names, but awkward is different from him. He's not awkward. We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
Eddie. Hearn didn't hesitate when voicing his thoughts about the unusual clash between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. He explained that there is a vast gap between true boxing and scripted entertainment, and this fight clearly belongs in the latter group. To him, it isn't a test of skill or sporting credibility, but a spectacle built to draw attention. Hearn laughed off the idea, calling it hilarious, and urged fans not to confuse these exhibitions with elite professional boxing. His stance mirrors concern among promoters who feel such events threaten the sport's core values.
We're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. With, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but, I understand the market and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. However you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to...
Ariel Helwani offered a different take, noting that audiences often accept and even enjoy unconventional shows in MMA, yet when similar bouts appear in boxing, backlash is common. Helwani sees this as an unfair double standard. He believes that although the Davis-Paul matchup is far from traditional, it carries entertainment appeal for fans. He stressed that it shouldn't be judged like title fights or sanctioned contests, but treated as a one-time spectacle. For him, if fans celebrate novelty fights in other combat sports, boxing viewers should allow the same here without harsh criticism.
Fight at, generally, I'm sure it'll be a little bit closer, maybe 200 to 150. How much bigger can Tank get? Why would that be somewhat celebrated in MMA, but in boxing it isn't? Do you know what I mean, Pizzi? In MMA, we sort of love the freak shows, but in boxing they don't. Why do you think that is? What does that say about us in MMA?
Well, we're a sick bunch of fucks, there's no doubt about that. But I will say...
You agree, right, or no?
Yeah. The idea of the MMA freak show is everybody coming together and saying, oh, we're going to watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental, what we're going to watch here. I think where people get annoyed with Jake is he even got me. You know what I mean? This guy is the greatest outrage farmer of all time. I saw his tweet and I was like, reading it, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, this is exactly what he fucking wants me to do. You know, like this is every time I'm doing this, he's in the game of getting eyeballs, and this is ridiculous. As long as, like, you know, why do I like an MMA freak show? Why would I watch Eddie Hall in an MMA fight against Dylan Dennis? I'd be like, this is fucking ridiculous, and I have to watch it. That's the way I feel about Jake Paul and Davis. I will watch it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's all of us getting together to go to the circus for the evening. I think the reason why there's pushback against it when Jake does it is because Jake, and obviously tactfully, is going like, what are you talking about? This guy's a world champion. I took out Mike Tyson. He's a world champion. And then I'm going to take out Canelo and stuff like this. Like, he's winding us up. He's not agreeing to the stipulation that we're all agreeing on, which is this is a freak show. This is absolutely mental. As long as we can agree with that, we can all enjoy.
Chael Sonnen took a tougher stance. Dismissing Jake Paul's credentials as a boxer, he argued that the Paul brothers aren't respected for authentic boxing skill, instead using their fame and money to secure marquee bouts. Sonnen pointed out Jake's tendency to face legends or proven fighters despite clear gaps in technical ability. To him, these fights aren't about fairness or competition, but about leveraging wealth and clout to grab attention. His blunt remarks echoed the view of many who regard this as a money-driven event rather than a true meeting of boxing. Talent.
The guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're going to do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're going to spot us some pounds. Tank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skill, of which I am an abundance of and of which you have none of. Tank is telling anybody that will listen that there's a size problem. My skills and my experience in boxing, I do not have to wonder who's in the bar tonight. Any bar I go to, I rule the bar. No, it turns out that you don't. Just need some big guy to corner you, apparently. Boxing has never stood its ground. Boxing has never been able to explain why Floyd needed a half hour to get rid of a guy who's never boxed before. Hank Davis has already began this. When you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts like...
The size gap between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul is one of the hottest talking points surrounding this spectacle. Davis is a natural lightweight, while Paul fights near cruiserweight, making the difference enormous. This has led to claims that the result could already be arranged. Analysts suggest that regardless of the outcome, Paul gains more than Davis. A win would boost Paul's credibility, while a loss could be brushed aside due to the mismatch. Such chatter has fueled speculation that the finish may be set up to favor Paul's long-term career.
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
You don't think? Sorry. So, I thought we were all unanimous here. Do you think that
shouldn't.
Do you think Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis?
70 pounds is 70 pounds.
Gervonta Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro.
5'5".
That's
You
what I'm
got
saying.
Jake Paul
He's a little
6'1".
man.
If Jake Paul's tucking up
Move on.
and absorbing punishment for walking forward, and look, there's a way to run it.
Ryan Garcia compared the fight to older, controversial attractions in boxing, such as Mike Tyson's exhibitions that fans never truly requested. Garcia admitted the public isn't demanding Davis versus Paul either, but said that the sport sometimes presses on with these shows anyway. He underlined that Davis is far smaller than Paul, making things unfair from the outset. Garcia's opinion was that while supporters may dislike the pairing, they will have to accept it because of the excitement and financial rewards attached.
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
Yeah.
he was 60 years old. I mean,
Right.
the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis, he's actually really small. Like, when I fought him, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Jake Paul escalated the drama by mocking Davis through one of his trademark antics. In a clip, Paul smashed a cake designed in Davis's likeness, aiming to embarrass his rival while sparking buzz. The stunt worked, earning headlines and deepening the feud. Paul thrives on spectacle as much as on fighting, and this move fit perfectly with that approach. Applause music watching Davis share the ring with someone as big as Paul feels unreal. Though the size gap seems absurd, Davis's superior skills, speed, and defense are major weapons. His footwork lets him glide around the ring and dodge heavy punches, while Paul will lean on his reach and bulk. Landing clean shots on a slippery, smaller target may prove tough. Davis's counters and defensive craft could open chances despite the physical disparity, making the matchup a battle of ability versus size. Even Terence Crawford, regarded as one of boxing's pound-for-pound elites, dismissed the Davis-Paul bout as serious competition. Crawford questioned how promoters could approve a 195-pound fighter against someone at 135. To him, the event is less a real contest and more a business tactic. His reaction underscored the skepticism shared by seasoned professionals who see the matchup as entertainment, not sport. Crawford's remarks spotlight the line between legitimate bouts and publicity-driven showcases.
So crazy. Why is Gervonta Davis fighting a guy that big? There is some interest to that because you're not going to see Gervonta Davis. You're going to be able to see Gervonta Davis's feet. That's what I'm going to be interested to see because I don't think Gervonta's going to jump out there and try to run up into Jake Paul and try to knock Jake Paul out. What I think Gervonta is going to do is Gervonta is going to move his feet, just going to move, make Jake Paul miss a lot, make Jake Paul look really dumb just by using defense on him and making him swing at the wind because that is going to be very tough for him to hit a guy that is that little. If you play basketball, for example, and you are a tall 6'1" guy and you try to stand in front of some 5'8", real quick 5'8" guy, trust me, their first steps are going up out of there, those little teeny weeny dudes. So that's going to be very fun and interesting to watch how that goes down. Now, on the other side, you know what Jake Paul's going to do. He don't have no consciousness. He doesn't have a conscience about what he's trying to do. He's going to go in there try to hurt a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. He don't care. He wanted to he's way bigger than Nate Jones when he fought Nate Jones. You think he didn't care about hitting Nate Jones upside the head? He's definitely going to be looking to try to get as much as he can get off on Gervonta Davis. And I see him trying to run up on him, trying to maul him, trying to grab him, trying to club him, trying to do all kind of craziness, man. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting thing to watch. Now, let me tell you what I really hope, and I haven't seen for this particular card, but I know that I know it's going to be good, which is the undercard. The undercard for the Canelo Alvarez fight and Terence Crawford fight is absolutely horrendous. There's nothing on the thing that would make you want to watch the